Hi, this is Mia with the Dartmouth Student Wellness Center. This is day 2 of ReCentering, a 7-day yoga challenge. So a key part to any yoga practice is what we do with the mind, not only the body, and also how we can kind of join the mind with the body. In other words, kind of learning to stay present by intentionally anchoring our awareness to our breath, to the sensations that we feel in our body within each posture that we're in. This can help us strengthen our mindfulness muscle so that we can be more focused, calm, and compassionate. As we flow through this class today, I invite you to focus more on where your mind is at, learning to notice the times that you may have drifted away to the past or future, either ruminating, planning, remembering, rehearsing, whatever the case, and to gently release those thoughts and come back to the present moment. We hope you enjoy. So to get started with this class, we're going to begin with a quick mindfulness body scan. Just taking a moment to note what we're feeling in our body and where we're feeling it. So to start, I invite you to have your legs extended in front of you. Taking a moment to note what the ground feels like beneath you throughout our practice today, but especially in this moment. We're going to start at our feet. Just taking a moment to note the sensations that we are experiencing in the lower half of our body and our feet and our ankles. As we bring our attention further up the body, traveling up from the ankles to our knees, through our shins and calves, what are we feeling there? Are we feeling any tightness? Are they feeling relaxed? Do we feel the earth beneath us contacting the back of our legs? Moving up the body through the knees, up to the thighs. Take a moment to note what you feel here. And continuing to breathe, we'll bring our attention further up the body as we inhale, traveling up through our hips and our back, our core, through our heart space, our shoulders, our throat, and up to our head and our face. Just taking stock for a moment of what we are feeling, allowing ourselves to be very mindful of this moment. This is something that you can do anytime in your practice, on the mat or off the mat. Just take a moment to note what you are feeling and where you are feeling it in your body. So we're going to begin to move with our breath here. And as we inhale, we'll reach our arms up over our head. We can interlace the fingers here, and we're going to press our palms up to the sky, finding our length here. Taking a moment to note what it feels like to have this length here in the body. As you exhale, we're going to release that bind, open those arms out wide, gentle twist to the right. So that left hand comes to the outside of the right knee, gently gazing over that right shoulder. Taking a moment to note what this feels like here. And again, should your thoughts wander, come back to your breath as we inhale, reaching those arms up, and then opening up wide. With your next exhale, twisting to the left, planting that hand, the right hand outside of your left knee, gently twisting over that left shoulder. Seeing if you notice what it feels like to twist on this side versus your right just now. As you inhale, we're going to release and extend, finding that length. I'm going to get lengthwise on my mat now. And with this length in your body here, as you exhale, we're going to plant our hands on the ground. I invite you to bend your knees, bringing the soles of your feet to the mat. And as you exhale, we're going to round out our shoulders, giving ourselves a hug here, saying thank you to our body for allowing us to be here in this practice. As you exhale, allow your forehead to hang, allowing your cheeks to rest on your knees, perhaps. And as you inhale, we're slowly going to rise. And we're going to slowly begin to walk our feet forward, allowing our heels to keep in contact with the ground. As you inhale, we're going to reach those arms up over our head, again, finding that length. This is a sensation that we'll become very familiar with in our practice today. As you exhale, we're going to hinge from our hips, bringing our chest forward, allowing the hands to fall wherever is available to you today. That can be your hips, your knees, your shins, your toes, beyond, whatever is available to you as you keep your spine nice and long. We want to have those toes flex. Imagine that they're pointing at your belly button. And as you exhale, we're going to melt and round out our back, moving intentionally with the breath, allowing ourselves to deepen as we exhale here. With your next inhale, we're slowly going to begin to rise one vertebrae at a time, allowing the head to come up last. Drawing those shoulders down away from the ears, nice long spine. We'll do that again. Inhale, reach those arms up over your head. Exhale, hinge from your hips, reaching for your ankles. Wherever your hands land today is more than okay. We're going to keep that spine nice and long here. And just take a moment to note what you feel and where you may be feeling it. Are you feeling a stretch in the back of your legs? Are you feeling this in your back? Just take a moment to note where you are feeling this in your body. As you inhale, we're going to release. And we're going to plant our hands at our sides, begin to shift our hips forward a bit. And as you exhale, we're going to recline completely on our mat. Bending at the knees, bring the soles of the feet to our mat. Keeping that left foot firmly planted. As you inhale, bring that right knee into your chest. And we're going to take the outside of the right ankle and rest it on top of our left knee, creating a number 4 with our legs here. Taking that right hand, we're going to reach through this triangle that our legs have created for us. And that left hand to the outer left thigh, drawing our left knee towards our torso. Keeping that right foot flexed so we can protect that knee. Begin to notice what you feel here. This is reclined pigeon. You may begin to feel this in your hips or your back, your legs, your arms even. Every part of your body is doing work at this moment. Just take a moment to note what you're feeling and where you're feeling it. As you exhale, we're going to lower that left leg back down to the mat. And then take that right foot, plant it on the floor. Moving to the opposite side, inhale, draw that left knee into your chest, outside of that left ankle, resting on your right knee. Taking a moment to be with the breath here, that left hand in through that triangle to the back of your right thigh, and that right hand wrapping around the other side. Begin to draw that left knee into your chest as you exhale, keeping that left foot flexed to protect that knee. Now we're here on the left side. Perhaps you are feeling this stretch a bit differently. Our bodies are not symmetrical, so we will experience these sensations differently. Maybe you feel this in a different part of your hip on the left side, or in your back, or your hips, your legs, wherever you may be feeling it. As you exhale, slowly release, drawing that right foot back to the mat, And then slowly returning that left. You can gently rock your knees side to side here, gentle massage for your low back. And then I invite you as you exhale to bring your knees into your chest. Now, this is one way to transition. We can gently begin to rock here until our feet land on the mat. Now you can cross your legs and then come through to a tabletop position here. If that doesn't work for you, just make your way to a tabletop position here. While we are here, we're going to tuck our toes, slowly shift our weight back towards our heels and our feet, and then slowly extend our legs, moving with the breath here, and begin to pedal out your legs, alternating, walking your dog, bending that left leg and that right leg. This is a moment here where you are literally looking at your feet. You can notice the sensations that you're feeling in your left and your right legs. As you inhale, we're going to gaze forward to the top of our mat. Exhale as we begin to walk our feet to the top of our mat. Now, when we were seated, we were in a forward fold, and now we are standing in a fold. Take a moment to note what this feels like for you here. You can keep that slight bend in your knees if you need to. Actually, let's all start with our knees bent here. I invite you to take your pointer and your middle fingers and wrap them around your big toe, keeping that bend in your knees. As you inhale, slowly begin to lengthen your legs, doing what is available to you today in this moment. Perhaps you can straighten your legs, and perhaps you keep them bent, listening to your body as you move. Releasing that bind around your toes, we're going to melt into our fold, bending those knees. As you inhale, we're going to rise to stand nice and tall, one vertebrae at a time, reaching those arms up over your head. As you exhale, bring those hands through heart center and then open your palms. Now we're going to do this fold one more time, noticing any differences you feel this time around. Inhale, reach those hands up over your head, finding your length. Exhale as you swan dive and forward fold, allowing your fingertips to tent on the ground here. As you inhale, we're going to extend our legs, finding our half lift. Exhale as you melt and bend down into the ground. And then inhale, rising one vertebrae at a time to stand nice and tall, moving mindfully with our breath here. Now we're going to come to stand lengthwise on our mat with our feet maybe 2 shoulder widths apart, 1.5 shoulder widths apart. We're going to have our toes pointing out to the opposite corners of our mat, about 45-degree angles. Inhale as you reach those arms up over your head. And as you exhale, we are going to forward fold here, allowing our fingertips, our hands to graze the ground, making any adjustments that you may need to, maybe shifting your hips side to side. Now we're going to bring our hands to the right foot, or reaching for that right foot. And take a moment to note where you're feeling this stretch. I know I'm feeling it in the back of my right leg. Are you feeling it there as well? Or perhaps you're feeling it somewhere else? As we're here, we're going to slowly begin to bend our left knee, shifting our weight towards the left side body. Opening up the hips here. Listening to the body. Inhale and release. Bring those hands back to center. Exhale as you allow yourself to melt even further in your fold here. As you inhale, we're gonna rise halfway. Walk our hands to meet that left foot or towards that left side. Again, taking a moment to note where you are feeling this stretch here. What does it feel like to be reaching for your left side here? Where are you feeling it in your body? As you exhale, begin to bend that right leg or the right knee, shifting your weight to the right side, really opening up that left backside body or your leg. As you inhale, we're going to come back to center and slowly walk your hands to the middle of the mat. While we are here, I want us to find stillness with our hands tented on the ground. One of the beautiful things about our yoga practice, or one of the ways that you can think about the yoga practice, is as we move, we are preparing for stillness in that next pose. So as we are here in our middle forward folds or our wide angle posture, take a moment to be with your breath and to be with your body. Really noting what you are feeling here, the stillness of this moment. When you're ready, we're slowly going to begin to rise up one vertebrae at a time, allowing the head to come up last, to stand tall here, bringing our hands to rest on our hips. Now we're going to heel toe our feet so they're a little, about shoulder width, a little bit further than shoulder width apart. Toes pointing outward at 45-degree angle. And as you exhale, we're going to bend our knees here, slowly lowering into our goddess pose or a squat. We won't be here long, but just take a moment to note what this feels like, to have your center of gravity all here in the middle of your body. And while we're here, you can keep your hands on your hips. You can reach them out to your sides. You can put them up above your head, trying out different variations so you may notice the differences that you're feeling in the body. With your next inhale, slowly extend those legs. Shift your hip to the right and to the left and the right and then the left again. And then we're going to shake it all out. Beautiful work. Now, you may have noticed that we have been doing postures in different planes, I guess you could say. So from here, with our feet about hip width apart, we're still lengthwise on our mat. We're going to bend at our knees, lowering to a seated position. With our feet greater than hip width apart. Our toes are pointing in the same direction. As you exhale, we're going to shift our weight towards that left foot, finding ourselves in a modified pigeon pose. So both of our feet or both of our legs are making 90-degree angles here. And we're going to plant the hands in front of our left ankle and our left knee. Sitting here in our modified pigeon, taking a moment to note where you're feeling this in your body. Perhaps in your hips, your back, your legs. As you inhale, we're going to shift our weight back to center. Exhale as you shift to the right side, taking a moment to make any adjustments, finding that 90-degree bend in your left and your right legs, planting the hands in front of your right ankle and knee, seated in your modified pigeon on the opposite side. Earlier in our class today, we were in our reclined pigeon, where we were focusing on opening up the hips. Now we're doing this in a different plane. Are you noticing any differences in the body here? As you inhale, we're going to rise, bring it back to center. We're going to go through our pigeon one more time. As you exhale, we're going to shift back to that left side. Now, you can stay here with your 90 and 90, or if you'd like, you can attempt to move closer to a different expression of pigeon pose, where that right leg is extended behind you. If that is not available to you today, that's not a problem at all. If you're going for that, you want to see if you can have your knee and your toes planted on the mat. And as you're here, we're gently going to rest, going for a reclining pigeon, walking those hands forward. You can do this if you are in this new variation of pigeon, or if you still have that back leg bent at a 90-degree angle, beginning to drop your chest towards that right thigh. That's your left thigh, my bad. Noticing any sensations that you may be feeling here. As you inhale, we're going to rise. And you may have guessed it, but we're going for the opposite side here. Going to that right side. So again, you can stay here with the 90 and 90, or you can move to a different expression of pigeon, where that left leg is extended behind you, left knee and left toes resting on the ground. Again, listening to your body and what's available to you today. As you exhale, begin to walk your hands forward. So you're resting on those forearms, perhaps, to find your reclined pigeon. Or a different variation of reclining pigeon. As you exhale, just take a moment to note what you're feeling, where you're feeling it in your body. Imagine that this is a mini moment of meditation. You, your breath, and your body in stillness. With your next inhale, we're slowly going to begin to walk our hands back towards our ankle and our knee. If you extended that leg, we're going to bend the left leg back to our 90-degree at the back. And then shift back to that center. Then we're going to bring our knees and bring our feet together, my apologies, to find our butterfly or Baddha Konasana. Now, as we sit here in our butterfly, you can take a few moments to adjust. You can have your heels close to your core and center, or you can press those feet out a little bit further, listening to your body, finding that point of comfort. And as you exhale, we're slowly going to begin to walk our hands forward past our feet. Really opening up the hips here. Being present to the sensations in your body. Now, in the yogic practice, our hips can be a very emotional center in the body. So as we move through the rest of our class today, I just want you to take moments to be really gentle with yourself around your hips. As you inhale, we're slowly going to rise to sit nice and tall. And then we're going to extend our left leg to the side, bringing that right foot to rest in front of our body here. As you inhale, we're going to open up, expanding those arms out nice and wide, and then take that left hand, reaching for that left foot. Reach that right arm over your head. Opening up that side body on the right. You can even gaze up towards the ceiling or the sky. As you inhale, we're going to release, opening up those arms nice and wide. We're going to plant them behind, and then we're going to switch, bringing that left leg into center, extending that right leg. Inhale, finding that expansion, that length in your arms, taking that right hand, reaching for that right ankle or foot, and then sweeping that left arm up and over your head. Finding this gentle stretch here. Maybe noting differences between the left and right side body here as you gaze up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, let's rise, reaching those hands up nice and tall. And like we did at the beginning of class, we're going to extend our legs in front of us. I'm going to rotate so you can see. Reaching those arms up over your head. We've experienced this sensation before. Take a moment to note what this feels like, finding your length here. As you exhale, we are going to forward fold, hinging from the hips, reaching for our knees, shins, ankles, feet, whatever's available to you. Noting where you feel this in your body. And as we've moved through this practice, perhaps you're feeling it in a different part of the body, or you're experiencing it differently in parts of your body. Maybe when we first did our forward fold, you're really feeling it in the back of your legs. Maybe you're feeling it in your hips or your thighs today, or at this moment. As you exhale, allow yourself to melt into the pose, allowing your head to hang heavy. Taking this moment of stillness with the breath as you begin to rise one vertebrae at a time to sit nice and tall here. Now I invite you to bring that right foot into or the right knee into your chest. Taking that left arm, let's wrap it around that knee, planting the left hand, that's the right hand, sorry, behind you, gazing over that right shoulder. Taking a moment to enjoy the stretch. Noting where you're feeling this in your body. As you inhale, we're going to release, bringing our torso back to center. And now a slight variation. We're going to step that right foot over the left leg. And we can wrap that arm around our thigh again, or place that left knee on top, left elbow on top of that right knee. Finding that twist here. Taking a moment to note how this feels different in the body, or where you may be feeling differently. With your next inhale, we're going to release this bind. And we're going to create the number 4 with our legs. So drawing that right knee towards the mat, but still keeping that right ankle on top of that left knee. With your left toes flexed here, reaching for your belly button. Let's inhale as we reach up over our heads. And exhale as we forward fold, reaching for our ankle or our foot, our shin. Yet another variation on our pigeon. Finding all these different, well, similar poses in different planes. And noticing how different you feel with each expression. As you exhale, allow yourself to deepen in this stretch. Perhaps you allow your head to hang heavier or your fingertips walk forward. Listening to your body here. With your next inhale, slowly begin to rise, to sit nice and tall. And then we're going to extend that right leg to meet the left, taking a moment to shake out your legs. Moving to the opposite side, let's inhale, bring that left foot into, or the left knee into our thigh. Taking that right arm, wrapping around that left knee, gazing over that left shoulder, finding that gentle twist here. Taking a moment to bring your attention to that right foot. We want to keep that foot flexed. Keeping our active awareness in our bodies. Do you remember what this pose felt like on the opposite side? Do you remember where you felt it? If so, how is this different? With your next inhale, let's release, bringing our hips back, our shoulders, I apologize, back to center. From here, we're going to step that left foot to the outside of the right knee or thigh. And you again can wrap that arm, the right arm around that left knee, or you can take the elbow to rest outside of the knee. Listening to your body here, choosing whichever options available to you. Do you notice any differences here as we continue to sit nice and tall? Where you may be feeling this in your body, perhaps like me, you forgot to keep that, that right foot flexed. Just bring your attention back to that foot for a second. Gazing over that left shoulder. Where are you feeling this in your body? With your next inhale, release that bind. We have one more thing to do here. Keeping the outside of that left ankle on top of the right knee, we're going to draw the left knee towards the mat. Setting up our number 4, as we have in other ways during our class today. Inhale as you reach those arms up over your head. We know what to do next. Exhale as we hinge forward, reaching for that right foot or ankle or shin, wherever on your right leg is available to you right now. As you inhale, you may soften or find some release. And then exhale as you deepen your stretch, surrendering to the stillness of the posture. Allowing yourself to enjoy and be present in this current expression. With your next inhale, we're slowly going to begin to rise, walking our hands back towards our torso to sit nice and tall. We could use our arms and hands to help that left leg to extend by the right, and take a moment to shake it out here. Now, for the last time in today's class, I invite you to find your forward fold, taking a moment to really be present to what you are feeling, the sensation of your heels, your calves, your thighs, your tailbone on the floor. Reaching those arms up high above your head as you exhale and hinge forward from the hips. Allow your hands to fall. Do you notice any differences here? Perhaps you're able to reach further in your forward fold, reach further than you were at the beginning of class today. Maybe not. Either way, it's all about the awareness. As you exhale, we're going to melt into this fold, allowing our head to hang heavy here. As you shift and you allow yourself to melt, maybe you've experienced a different sensation. I know for me, I feel it in the back of my legs even more after I melt. Where are you feeling it? Just take a moment to be present with these sensations. And as you inhale, we're slowly going to rise, one vertebrae at a time, allowing the head to come up last. Using the ground to support us, you can plant those hands. We're going to slowly recline and exhale, lowering our torso down to the mat. Finding a bend in your knees, bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Finding some release for your low back here. You can even gently rock your knees side to side here. Getting that gentle massage for your low back. Begin to find stillness here, walking those feet closer to your tailbone. Opening our arms out wide or cactusing your arms, depending on how much space you have. As you exhale, allow those knees to fall to the left. Keeping that right shoulder blade pressing down into the mat. Finding that gentle counter twist here. As you inhale, let's bring our knees back to center. Take a full inhale and exhale. And with your next exhale, allow the knees to fall to the right. So you can keep that right shoulder blade down for a counter twist. As we find these longer moments of stillness, your mind may begin to wander. Take a moment to acknowledge those thoughts, and then bring your attention back to your breath. With your next inhale, we're going to bring our knees back to center. And then using your arms and your hands for support, bring those knees into your chest, gently rocking side to side here. We're gonna wrap our arms around our knees here, curling ourselves into a tight ball. We're even gonna tuck our chin to our chest, our shoulders shrugged up to our ears, making ourselves super duper small. With your next exhale, we're going to release, extend those arms up over your head, those legs nice and long. And just take a moment to note what this feels like. You went from making yourself super duper small into a tiny ball to taking up all of this space that is yours. What does this feel like for you? Perhaps you can ask yourself how you can practice this in your life off the mat, allowing yourself to take up the space or be mindful of the space that is for you. Slowly, I invite you to bring your hands to rest beside your hips. You can have your palms facing up for receiving, palms facing down for grounding. And to take us to Shavasana today, I'm going to move us through a body scan where we will allow each inhale to move our awareness further up our body. So starting at your toes, we're going to find stillness. So take a moment, maybe just wiggle your toes a little bit. Note what you're feeling and exhale as you find stillness there. Allow the feet and the ankles to become softened, surrendering to the ground. As you inhale, slowly begin to bring your attention further up your legs to your calves and your shins, allowing them to become heavy, allowing the weight to be supported by the ground. So next inhale, traveling up to the knees and the thighs. Perhaps you allow them to release any tension that may be present there, allowing those muscles to relax. With your next inhale, traveling up the thighs towards the hips, our center, this area in our body that we focused on a lot during our class today, our practice today. Allow this space to soften, releasing the tension that may still be present here. Your next inhale, we bring our awareness up into our core, the area around our belly button. Notice that rise and fall as you breathe. Allow this space to become soft. Moving up from our core into our heart space. Allow our shoulders to melt into the ground. Allowing the muscles in our back and our upper arms to soften. Releasing any tension. Traveling down the arms through our elbows and our wrists towards our fingers. Allow those muscles to relax. As you inhale, we bring our attention to our neck and the base of our spine, our skull rather. Allowing any tension that's present here to melt away. Inhaling our tension up to our jaw, allow this space to soften. Perhaps you're clenching your teeth or your tongue is pressing on the roof of your mouth. Allow that space to become soft. a slight gap in your lips, tension in your cheeks and your nose melts away with your next inhale. If your eyes are still open, they flutter closed. Your eyebrows soften up to the top of your head. Every part of your body is still. With these next few moments, be with your breath and enjoy this stillness as you're mindful of the earth supporting your weight, the ground holding and supporting your body. As we lie here in Shavasana, our thoughts may wander. I invite you to bring your attention back to your breath, being gentle with yourself here. And I invite you to stay here in Shavasana as long as you need or as you'd like. And when you're ready to close your practice, slowly begin to bring your awareness back into your body. Fluttering those eyes open, gently wiggling the toes and the fingers. Slowly reawakening the body, shrugging those shoulders, nodding the head to the left and right. Bending those knees. Slowly bring the soles of the feet to rest on the mat. Bring your right hand to your belly and your left hand to your heart space. Taking an intentional breath here, feeling that rise and fall in your belly as you're breathing. And when you're ready, using that left hand as a pillow, allow your knees to fall to the left side of your mat. Using that right hand, hands on the ground, and slowly lift yourself to a seated position. And take a moment here to mindfully gather our arms up above our head, moving through that amazing energy around us. Bring our hands together, heart high. In this moment, we express gratitude to our bodies, our breath, and this practice. We thank our breath for reminding us to move with it, and our body for working with our breath and our mind to settle into stillness and mindfulness. For all that was mentioned and all that wasn't, we bow in thanks and gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. We'll see you again tomorrow.